This is the funnest night ever!
Quit yanking our anuses! Two people get together, do something social, have a few drinks, yada yada yada.
It's called Two Brothers. Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
And welcome to another episode of Two Brothers. This one's going to be like a continuation from our previous episode about games that deserve a sequel. For this episode, we'll be talking about games that have been canceled, and we're not going to know too much of the history. Like, we're not going to delve too much in the history of why. Maybe just like a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't really do too much research on the cancel thing, just looked up.
Well, the cancellation games, they're just little. They just give out little information of what they were working on and stuff like that. They don't give you a full explanation of sometimes why they canceled the game. So yeah.
Yeah. So if we miss anything as well that you guys know about, let us know in the comments. But let's just jump right into it since it's like continuation.
All right. So for now, we're doing our cancellation games. A big one that was a couple of years ago. Was Scalebound.
Oh yeah,
with where you have like, I guess you fight dragons. You have your own dragon, and
it was made by Platinum Games,
which they have a good fucking track record, man.
Yep.
With Bayonetta, Vanquish, Nier, Astro Chains,
Metal Gear Rising. So
you know,
they
have
know
a list, yeah.
They know what the hell they're doing.
And I heard that this is a project or a game that they wanted to work for a long time. And they were working on it for a while. It looked like there were gameplay demos before it got canceled. It looked pretty cool. It looked kind of like a crossover, like Devil May Cry, maybe. That's how I got the vibe. You know,
yeah, it reminded me a little bit of like Bayonetta too, like all the huge enemies and like you can like climb on them and shit, like fight and stuff. It was pretty cool.
To me, I think it had potential, man.
Yeah, when did it get canceled? Like
2018?
18? And it was announced like 2 years before, I think, or something like that, right? This was when Xbox was struggling with their exclusives and like really trying to sell their new console, and it looked like Scalebound
was gonna be
one of those games to really sell that console, and for some fucking reason they just pulled the plug. Yeah. I don't think they even gave too much of an explanation either. They just shut it down.
It didn't seem, I don't know why they pulled the plug on that. Like I said, it had potential. It looked awesome.
You got Platinum Games behind it.
But yeah, so what else did they? What else did Microsoft wanted? Yeah. And after cancellations, I think maybe months or a year after it, there was rumors that maybe who was it? I felt like Nintendo was gonna pick it up.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah. I may have heard. Yeah, they're kind
or Sony. I forgot some other, developer or studio was gonna pick it up.
I don't know if it's still possible to even revive it again, but it was such a cool concept. I would like to see it return. You know? Platinum Games have, like you said, has a great track record with their games. Like the most recent one with Astral Chain. It's like a really underrated game for the Nintendo Switch. I was hoping that game was going to come out for consoles eventually, but it's still just a Nintendo Switch exclusive. But if that doesn't tell you like just how good they are, I don't know. I mean, I can only imagine. Like
Nintendo is still they're still giving them a chance. They're developing Bayonetta 3,
which we haven't heard anything yet.
So hopefully, but
tomorrow, while we're recording this, it's E3, and tomorrow is Nintendo. So
we'll see. But so far, they have great games behind them. It just seemed odd that they would cancel their one exclusive game. One of the exclusive games for the Xbox. All right, the next one was another big one. Star Wars 1313.
Yeah, But what was an exclusive? Was it an exclusive for Xbox too?
I don't know.
It was just a new title, right?
The title from I think it was a Visceral
game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they had a gameplay demo that year that was announced. And again, right away, I don't want to say it got canceled because of Visceral went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
So that got canceled. But again, I didn't know why anyone in another studio picked it up because that looked amazing of a game.
Looks like it had also a lot of potential too, and they were talking about how they wanted to be really like more gritty and more dark, and like just looking on the gameplay. If you want to look it up on YouTube, like it looks insane. Like imagine that for Xbox One and PS4, like that would have been great.
Yeah.
Don't know too much about the story though, so.
Yeah, but it was more. It was third person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Action adventure game.
Yeah, sort of like Uncharted, but like just
with Star Wars. Yeah. Again, a lot of people were disappointed by the cancellation. I think that was one of the biggest reasons because it just went out of business with that studio with EA.
It's unfortunate because Visceral was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they got, I don't want to say dissolved, but like I think most of them moved to Sledgehammer too. So.
Oh, with the okay.
Mm-hmm. I think
that would have been cool. Sledgehammer to pick that up and make it,
Yeah, but now they're just making fucking.
Maybe maybe Star Wars 1313 became the Fallen Order.
It could have been because then
what you just said
with Fallen Order, I thought that was the game, like 1313 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that was a different game altogether, but it looked like that was probably it. Maybe who knows? But that game also, that game was good too. But I would like to have seen what their vision was for 1313. Yeah. That would be great.
All right, another one. I think it's not Gear. Is it Gearsoft? Gearbox. Sorry.
Gearbox.
And
now
I'm furious about it because I've been waiting for a long fucking time. But for right now, let's say the title, The Furious 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spin-off from the Brothers in Arms.
Yeah,
right?
I think that was like a spin-off.
Mm-hmm. But then it became its own title and its own IP.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing to show for it was just the trailer.
Yeah, the reveal trailer, which was back in like 2000, like I want to say 10 or 11. Maybe?
Yeah.
So it's been a while since that game's been canceled.
It was supposed to be 4 characters killing fucking Nazis.
Such a simple premise too. Like that could have easily have worked.
And they got inspiration from Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, because that trailer looked like a scene straight out of fucking Inglourious Bastards. I don't know too much about why it got canceled.
Well, it was supposed to, again, I was going to say the explanation, killing Nazis. Mm-hmm. I think it was co-op, a 4-player co-op, kind of like Borderlands.
Yeah, kind of like that. Mm-hmm. Had the same kind of sense of humor, too. Yeah. It was like pretty funny, too.
What I read on a couple years ago was that it was still in development with Gearbox. Mm-hmm. They were reworking the game, doing this, but they were focusing on the fucking Borderlands franchise.
Oh my god! And they're just not to say anything bad about Borderlands, but that's all they fucking focused on.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what they said. They've been working on it, and then a year after the next E3, what's his name? The main fucking guy who likes magic and shit.
Randy Pitchford.
Yeah. Then he said that it was put on the shelf, like it was just, which means they're not working on it. Because to me, I felt like they put their energy and time, and I would say that by the time it was the pre-sequel.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Then probably Borderlands 3.
And Battleborn 2 was another one.
And Battleborn, which was fucking.
Oh my god.
Dumb fucking game.
Talk about a game that had wasted potential, man. It came out like, what was it, like in 2014 or 15?
Yeah. Somewhere around there.
It good concept on paper, but they didn't do anything with that game.
It was a basic sounds stupid. It was a basic game when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it only had 9 levels.
Something like that. It didn't have too many characters.
And it was repetitive.
If I remember correctly, I think you choose a character each time you play it, and you level them up throughout the level, and then that's it. Like, it doesn't progress over to the next, like, level or something. It was just kind of like a roguelike?
Yeah.
But like a first person, you know? Which is kind of
weird. Because at the time, it was during the summer, there was nothing to play, dude. And that shit got a major price drop.
Oh, yeah.
And for just curiosity, I picked it up. And dude, that shit was horrible. Then I understand why people didn't like it.
Was that the same year that Agents of Mayhem came out too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a better purchase.
I think so.
You know, even though that game wasn't as good either. But Battleborn was. I have to think that they just moved away from Furious 4 and just started working on that shit.
I feel like that they have a short attention span, dude. Mm-hmm. Then they just jump to fucking Borderlands again. Once they
were doing that with Duke Nukem too. We can't wait to see what we can do with them, and they don't do shit. They just fucking re-release.
They got the property, and they haven't done anything.
They haven't done anything. I thought that they were going to do something 2 years ago, and then it turned out it was just the Duke Nukem 3D like remaster or whatever the fuck it was.
And the Bulletstorm thing,
which we already talked about that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Gearbox is frustrating because they have a few good games too. Like I said, Borderlands is fun, but I feel like all their attention is on that.
And I bet you fucking what's his name, Richard?
Randy Pitchford for sure.
Fucking doing magic tricks and shit. Cut that shit out and work on fucking new IPs and bring back Furious 4.
He's trying to be Randy the Magic, like fucking Michael, you know.
Fucking ass.
Oh my god. Okay, that's a little rant over.
All right. Next one that I didn't think that they were working on was Dead Rising 5.
Yeah, I didn't know about that either until I think last year we found that out. Like, we watched the video. I forgot what video it was or who covered it, but yeah, there was supposed to be a 5.
Yeah, the only thing that we know is there's just concept art.
Which was going to be like in Mexico?
In Mexico, yeah. Which just sounded pretty cool, but by this point, to me, I felt tired with the same formula of Dead Rising.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people were too. So
I don't know what they would have done new or different with this one, but in knowing with Capcom, I think the reason why they just didn't continue with the franchise, because I think they wanted to reboot it at some point, but then they continued.
Yeah, because I think like upper management at Capcom were like, you gotta release it. It has to be like this, and they made it very strict about how they're supposed to make Dead Rising games, and so the actual developers didn't have any like freedom to do what they wanted to do, because I think with 4 it was supposed to be a completely different game.
Yeah.
And then it was the game that we got, which isn't terrible either, but definitely shows just how like
it was rushed.
Yeah, and then like not a lot of ideas, and it's kind of like running out of fumes,
The trailer for the Dead Rising 4 was misleading because you felt like you're gonna it was gonna be big open world game.
Yeah.
That you're gonna be in the mall again, and sometime in the game you're gonna be exploring the town.
Yeah.
What's it?
Willamette,
Colorado. Yeah. But you barely touched the mall, dude. Barely.
Yeah, I think it's like the first. Like you can obviously go back, but like,
what's the point?
What's the point? Yeah, it was advertised as like an open world and like all this shit to do, and it is an open world, but there's nothing to do in it, except like make new weapons and like find the blueprints or whatever. Like that's it, which sucks because I would have loved to have seen a more expanded open world of Dead Rising, kind of like with 3, but sucks, And then 5 could have had some potential, but I'm kind of glad that they didn't move forward with that.
Yeah, and it looked like it was because of the sales of
4
and 3. 3 didn't do so good.
Well, I mean, obviously, because they had wasn't it exclusive first?
The Xbox.
And then they had to fucking release it for PS4.
I don't think it's on PS4.
I think it is.
look it up. I don't think so.
Let me check real quick.
If it was, I would have picked it up because it was an okay game. You know? Just letting you guys know, I'm just looking it up.
Yeah, it's PS4.
What?
I think it released as Frank's Big Package.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Fuck. I'm surprised right now. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew that. I didn't know you knew that.
I felt it was just that's okay.
No.
That's
So that tells you just how poor their sales did. They had to release it on PS4. You know.
and this one. Now moving on, the next one I didn't even know until you told me and we looked it up was the first-person Avengers game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I also didn't know too much about. I don't know who the developer was either.
THQ.
THQ?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then there's gameplay footage of it too. You can look it up.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of a weird decision to make it first person.
Yeah.
You know? But it looked like it could have had potential. It got scrapped for whatever reason. I think it was being developed around the same time as like the movie came out for Avengers and everything. And then obviously it got, you know, probably reworked into fucking, well, not reworked, but then, you know, the new Avengers game came out. So, but then they showed gameplay footage of you playing as Iron Man, you playing as Captain America, Thor, and the gameplay looked a bit fun. Like the combat looked really interesting, but like nothing really came of it, which kind of sucks. If you want to know more about that, just look it up on YouTube. I guess you can play Cancelled Avengers game, and it'll be like the first video that pops up. But yeah, what a damn shame, because they could have really like rode off the coattails of the success of the movie and everything, but it didn't turn out to be anything, which sucks.
Yeah, and they were just tech demo of how it was gonna be, but knowing what happened to THQ, they sold their properties and went out of business, and I guess no one picked it up. Or maybe Square Enix, but
that could have been it.
Yeah.
But either way, the Avengers game we did get was not good, so that sucks.
All right, next one, which is we haven't heard in forever. I don't know what to say. I don't know if it's still in development or canceled. They just kept their mouth shut about this game. Was Dead Island 2.
Oh yeah, Dead Island 2. I think we got some gameplay of it.
There's gameplay out there. How
was supposed to play, but that trailer really got people's hopes up for what could have been the sequel to Dead Island.
So I gotta hear, because I know it jumped to a lot of fucking studios and
yeah. Who's the? Do you know who the original one was? Was it Techland?
No. Deep Silver is still the publisher, but the developer jumped over different. But first, it was announced in 2014 with that trailer, which was cool. It was going to be in California, so I guess it's going to be a bigger open world.
Yep, which would have been great for next gen consoles.
We didn't get a lot about the story, the character, so on. So here, then it said that Jaeger Development was hired originally. So Jaeger was, I think, the guys who did Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh, okay, yeah. That sounded familiar.
What else they make, dude? No, that was it, I guess. Or let's see.
Did Dying Light came out first before, came out?
It was supposed to come out Dead Island 2 was supposed to come out at the same time with Dying Light.
That's right. Yeah.
And I guess it got pushed, so you want to have that competition because there were two zombie games that were similar.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Jaeger was only known to make Spec Out, dude. The other one's another a game called Jaeger, and another one called Dreadnought. PS4.
Okay.
See, that tells you.
But Spec Ops was a pretty good game.
Oh yeah, it was.
So that would have been, a competent developer to pass off the game to, I guess.
Then they were removed from the project a year later, 2015, and replaced by Sumo Digital.
Sumo Digital. Okay.
I'm looking it up to see what they
Oh,
made.
dude, they sound so familiar too. Fuck, how do I not know? They made so many indie games too.
They got a lot of virtual tennis and racing games.
There's more that they've done, I think.
Let's see. That's all I see. Sonic and All Stars Racing.
Really?
Little Big Planet 3.
No, okay, that's where
Crackdown
that's
3.
Where I heard from them. Yeah.
Sackboy
Okay.
was the recent one.
Yeah, so Sumo Digital is not really. I think they're really known for, getting passed off these games that were mid development, and then they carried on and started working on it. I know that they did that with Little Big Planet 3, like the Media Molecule, I think is their name, was supposed to develop that, and then they passed it off to them. That's the whole thing.
And they got removed also.
God damn.
It doesn't say why. And the new developer, I think they're new also because they don't give me a link of what other games they worked on.
Uh-huh.
It's Dam Buster
Okay.
Studios.
I don't know who that is. Yeah.
Yep, and they became the developers in 2019. And I guess it was supposed to come out last year sometime.
Jesus.
And nothing. And so I guess Deep Silver. Hold on, I guess that team of Deep Silver have a contract with some other company, and that ends. It already ended. Sorry, yeah, it already ended in March 2021. Their contract, I guess. And I guess we're not gonna see anything from them, dude.
Either like never, or for
knowing how many times they went through the developers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're ever gonna see it for a while or ever. It's
Yeah.
it's so like it's so out there that
which sucks, man, because it definitely. I mean, I know that Dead Island Riptide and like the first one was not really well received. It was kind of mixed, but I would have still loved to have seen what they were going to do with the second one. See where they were going to improve and everything. I mean, clearly they wanted to make a sequel to it, but I guess we have to settle with Dying Light, which is a pretty fucking good game too.
Okay, hold on. The only thing that leaked was a playable version. Developing game while at Jaeger was leaked in June of 2020. So there's some leaked game of what Jaeger was supposed to work on.
Interesting.
Which we should have looked and see, but
I didn't know about that.
So. I guess nobody, to be honest, nobody cares anymore because they got announced and we haven't heard anything.
Well, like I said, like Dying Light kind of carried that torch, so
yeah. Now Dying Light's that game that came from,
So that's good.
All right, another one. I think you're more onto this game was Prey 2.
Oh yeah, Prey 2. Mm-hmm.
If you guys seen the trailer, dude, like what I saw, the concept was you're a bounty hunter hunting down these, I guess, aliens and stuff in space,
which sounded really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I was keeping my eye on that. I think it was Bethesda that was publishing it, and fuck who the developers. But anyways, that got scrapped and eventually got reworked into Prey, which is
the remake.
Yeah, like remake or reimagining, because it's a completely different game from the Prey that came out in 2005 or something.
5 or 6, yeah.
And it's not Prey 2. It's like its own fucking thing. It's just really weird, but
they should have went with the what it had. It was more action, more of a shooter.
Yeah, I don't know why it gave me like cyberpunk vibes when I saw like the.
I think that was gonna be the first cyberpunk style theme, in the future and all that.
And I think there is some gameplay footage of it, which kind of shows how it played and everything. But other than that, I mean, it just got scrapped. That's plain and simple of it, which sucks.
Well, yeah, that's all we have for that.
Yeah.
The other one, which I was excited for, but it turned out to be another game, was Rainbow Six Patriots.
No, right? Yep. That one, this was when like all these Call of Duty games were coming out, and everybody was kind of tired of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Patriot got the trailer and everything, and they even showed some gameplay of it, didn't they? Right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
By the way,
they showed how do you say, they kind of like how the trailers are now, like cinematic trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was kind of Mm-hmm.
Which was pretty cool. I don't know how to explain it. You guys should see it because it was kind of like interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what the premise was.
They didn't show what was the premise, kind of. Well, yeah,
but they showed like what the trailer was like. They showed you what you're gonna be doing and everything. I think they're like saving some hostage, and it was supposed to be really tactical and kind of like the previous games, but obviously for next gen. And I don't know, it looked really fucking.
It looked promising because Game Informer made it. It's like game of the month or whatever, where they go to the studios and talk about it. So they had a whole fucking like article on it and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it got reworked into Siege. So, but as we all know,
that's the next.
You know, with Siege, it was when it launched, it was kind of rough, and now look at it. That game is
still going.
Still going. Really, it has a lot of life in it. So, but Patriot was. I would have loved to have seen a more classic take on Rainbow Six. You know, Vegas and Vegas 2 was pretty damn fun.
Let me look it up here, guys.
There was no games like that.
It was canceled in 2014 because it was announced on 2011. And it was Ubisoft who was the one who started working on the Siege game. So.
Oh, okay. Damn. But yeah, Siege is. You know, that's where Patriot came from. You know, and like I said, I think at the time everybody wanted to see a game like that again, especially, like I said, during all those Call of Duty games, Battlefield. Like, it would have been nice to have seen a single player take.
I would like to see what it could have been, because to me it also felt like what Division would have been. Because it looked like it said here that you know it's based on New York City. It says you deal with the terrorist group and you call yourself the true Patriots. That was your team. So I felt it was gonna be like action adventure, kind of like how
the Division
was.
Yeah.
But not loot. I bet it wasn't like a looter shooter.
Yeah, this was before all that shit happened.
So I would like to see what that could have been, dude.
Yeah,
they can still bring it back, but
I was gonna say they can still do like a single player,
because it looked like it had potential, man. So
yeah, so that sucks.
All right, another one near dear to our hearts. It's only one game. Sunset Overdrive 2.
Well, I don't know if I would say it's canceled.
It's not canceled, but
we haven't seen anything from it.
But I should have been on the sequel. I don't. Oh yeah.
Is it on the sequel?
It should have been on the sequel one, but
okay. Well, I mean, I guess we can still talk about it. I mean,
well, it's not canceled, but I don't know. This is stupid. We're bringing back the other shit we were talking about, which is canceled, but you still want to talk about it, which is weird. I got confused here. Yeah.
So we already brought it up.
So yeah.
You know, it's the same thing with like Dead Rising in terms of its sales. I wouldn't say it didn't sell well, but it didn't gain as much popularity as it should have been because it was exclusive to Xbox, which sucks.
What do you mean? Xbox should have their own exclusives too, you know. But
yeah, but it came out during the time when everyone was gravitating towards the PS4.
Yeah,
no one wanted to get an Xbox One because of all the shit that they were fucking.
Yeah, they fucked up with their marketing and the way they advertised it. You bunch of morons.
And like Sunset Overdrive was one of the fucking best games to come out for not only Xbox One but like for next gen. It showed what next gen could do. And there is a fan base for it, but unfortunately it didn't grow as much as I would have wanted to see. And that's probably why we didn't get like an immediate sequel to Sunset Overdrive. There's still a chance, but the developers, Insomniac, they're busy with like Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank.
And I think that they're exclusive to Sony now, right?
I think so.
So
I think so.
I think Sony saw their potential, what they can do.
Maybe Sunset Overdrive 2 will be on PlayStation.
Yeah, look what they did with Spider-Man. You know,
yeah.
So yeah, just a quick thing there.
That definitely deserves a sequel for sure.
All right. Okay. If my friends out there listening to our podcast, this one also another franchise that we love. We were psyched the way they marketed the demo that came out for it, everything. We're talking about Silent Hills.
This is the big one right here, I think.
So
there's a whole fucking history behind the cancellation and everything. Yeah. So we're gonna try to condense it as much as possible. But I think development on this started like around 2013, and it was kind of quiet with Konami and Kojima. Obviously, Konami wanted to revitalize Silent Hill. They saw how well Kojima was doing with Metal Gear Solid, so they decided to bring him on and say, "Hey, here you go. We're gonna give you the keys to Silent Hill, and you make the next game." And everything was going well, and they were preparing for that demo that came out in 2014. Everything seemed to be like aligning perfectly. Kojima was working with Guillermo del Toro, with Norman Reedus, with Junji Ito.
Like, what else do you want?
It was like the fucking Avengers of like creators.
Yeah, with the great imagination with horror and all that.
It was going really well, and then obviously Konami, being Konami, decided to just pull the rug out from under Kojima and just fucking screw his entire career over in Konami. Canceled PT when it was like hot, like everyone was fucking excited for it.
Yeah.
They showed concept, like a concept trailer after the demo and everything. Everyone was fucking psyched for it. And then there were rumors or like rumblings about the behind the scenes with Konami and Kojima and how they were like going, like having disputes and all this shit. And they canceled it. And there's more to it than that regarding like Metal Gear Solid 5. And I think even Kojima said that he felt like he was already on thin ice.
Yeah.
With Metal Gear and like Silent Hill, like he knew his fucking career was
done with.
And everything. So yeah, I don't think he was surprised. He definitely heartbroken like the rest of us, but not surprised to see that Konami pulled that fucking shit.
I don't know, like, studios, developers, they should listen to their fans. Yeah. That's what Capcom is doing. Look how fucking good they're doing.
Yep. They
listen to their fans, they listen to the feedback, and they do it right.
Well, Capcom also fucked up, like the DMC and all. Like they had a history of not listening to their fans, but then they started.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And yeah,
it angers me because everyone, including us, our friends, we're looking forward to this.
That was the one, man.
Why? There's no explanation. Well, maybe they had some type of tension between them, but that doesn't mean they're canceling the whole fucking game, dude.
Right. Yeah.
It's your mind runs wild of what could have been, like what could have been the story.
Yeah, and all you can hear is rumors about what it could have been and everything. You know? And then to add salt to the fucking wound, Konami just reduced Silent Hill to a fucking pachinko machine. And that's all that it came of, like, obviously there's rumors now that there's going to be another Silent Hill in development, but they tainted it, man.
Yeah.
Silent Hills, they're never going to reach that hype anymore, I don't think.
No, they tainted their reputation.
Yep.
With fucking doing that shit, knowing what they did to Hideo
Kojima, yep.
And
keeping
all that.
him from the Game Awards.
All that shit.
All that fucking shit.
That's why you don't fucking see them in E3 anymore. They're a bunch of fucking... Sorry for cussing a lot, but they're a bunch of assholes for what they did to them.
Yep.
And for canceling that game to where everyone, I bet you around the world of gamers were waiting for this fucking game.
Me too. Yep. This was gonna be like, I think, the revitalization of survival horror.
That could have been. It could have beat Resident Evil. It could have been a top tier
easily
survival horror or psychological. You know,
if everything went the way it was supposed to be planned, we would have already had the game. We would have already been talking about how great and fucking terrifying the game is. I mean, who knows? It might have turned out to be shit, but I had good reason to believe that it was going to be a fucking great game.
Just look at the demo. Just the demo by itself. It's replayable. It had all these Easter eggs, hidden fucking like
references.
Yeah.
A demo is regarded as one of the most scariest fucking like pieces of video game history.
And there's a lot of fucking like how do you say what's the word I'm looking for? Reimagining that people that fans, they make their own. Like, fuck it, we're gonna make our own.
The Allison Road, which is also a game that got canceled, was supposed to be like the spiritual successor to PT, and that you can just see off of one demo. All these other fucking developers took note and tried to make that like their next big horror game. Nothing ever comes close to PT.
And you can see in now these horror games are, how do you say, copying just PT, because how influential that game was, dude.
Yeah.
A fucking demo, but a game that could have been.
Then just like all it was just a fucking like a hallway that looped and everything. Like just that one thing, man. That like everyone got inspired by that. You know? Now every horror game that you see, not every, but at least a lot of indie horror games, that's all they
take that formula.
They take that formula and run with it.
Dude, it just infuriates me because what could have been.
Yep.
I'm not a big believer. Well, I don't know, but I'm a big believer that not him, but I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying, dude. This is just. Then we know that he made Death Stranding with Guillermo del Toro and Norman Reedus, stuff like that. But lately, you know, Hideo is teasing that he's working again with what's his name? Junji Ito.
Yeah.
He's posting his work on his Instagram and Twitter. Mm-hmm. So that's why there's a lot of rumors saying that he might work on another, not Silent Hills, but another like horror game.
Yeah, which that would be fucking cool. You know? And Death Stranding, I would love, I mean, this is no fucking like dig at Death Stranding, but I would love to have seen Norman Reedus on a horror project with Hideo Kojima. Like that little team that Kojima had would have been better utilized in a horror game.
Yeah, would have.
You know, if not saying anything bad about Death Stranding, I think we can both sit here and talk about that game for fucking hours and our problems with it. But oh man, what could have been? You know, that's the definition of like a what if right there.
Yeah.
You know, which it hurts to talk about.
And it's, you know, this is how staying power this shit still has. Before announcing that they were gonna, you know, take out the demo out of the PlayStation Store, you still had a chance to download and keep it forever on your PlayStation.
We made the mistake of deleting it off our console.
Yeah.
But there's some consoles.
And there's consoles that still have that demo there.
And you can still play it.
And you can look it up on eBay, guys. At least a $500 PlayStation with that game included, you know?
It can go up to like $1,000 just for that shit, which is crazy.
That's how fucking people love that.
Yeah. It's
just, again, a demo.
And it's forever gonna be a piece of gaming history for sure. You know? It took the fucking gaming world by storm. Oh man, that really, like I said, it hurts to talk about every time I watch people play it or watch gameplay of it, because for one, I want to play it again. That'd be fucking sweet. But for two, like just to think about what they could have done and the idea behind it. Silent Hills, like it would have been different. Like I guess go to different fucking places, and it all takes place in Silent Hill.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Almost like an open world Silent Hill game, you know?
Now, to this day, there's people like, let's see if that's the right word, jailbreaking the game. Like, not that long ago, some guy figured out that, what's her name? Lisa follows you throughout the game. And there's, like, she's always behind you, which was fucking, like,
that's even
creepy.
more fucking creepy, yeah.
Yeah, so...
all these different, like, all these secrets coming out from it and everything, like, till this day, there's people still, like, trying to find any new information they can about the game, and people trying to decode the story.
Did you say, like, not that long ago, some guy, like, made the game, like, from the ground up on PC?
Yeah.
Then Konami came over and said, hey, you can't do that.
Yep.
But didn't you say they hired him to work for Konami now? Or
Kojima?
No, like Konami.
Oh, the guy. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah. So, obviously, we know that Konami is working on something Silent Hill related. But, like I said, I'll be excited if they ever announce something like that. But it's never going to be as... I'm never going to be as hyped up as when they announced Silent Hills.
I think what they should do, what they did with Resident Evil, is do a remake of Silent Hill 2.
Yep.
And see how people feel about that. Then we'll see what they take the franchise.
I mean, Silent Hill 2 is regarded as one of, if not the best horror game of all time. So to remake that's going to be a fucking impossible task.
But, yeah.
You know?
That's what the fans deserve, a remake, or I don't know.
Or like a reboot, I guess.
Like you said, they tainted that franchise with that fucking dumb fucking thing of just canceling it.
It's never been the same since fucking Homecoming started. I think after that, the series just went downhill, man. You know? Which sucks.
So there you go, guys. We ranted. We talked about the cancellation of games.
We talked about bitch ass Randy Pitchford and his fucking magic.
Talked about Konami being a bunch of little
fucking assholes.
Yeah.
That one really got me. The PT one, the Silent Hills, that
gets me too.
And there's a bunch of fucking canceled games, but let us know if we missed any.
Yeah.
Or tell us about what games you would have wanted to see that got canceled or something. I don't know, that'd be great. Yeah, you know, this is a pretty interesting 2 episodes, like a 2-parter.
Yeah.
We'll see what we'll do for the next one. We still got plenty of ideas about video games, about comic books, so keep it here on Two Brothers. Thank you guys for listening, and I don't think we've said this, but definitely like and share and subscribe and all that shit. You already know what to do, but mostly share. That'd be great. And we'll see you guys on the next episode
of Two Brothers.